Hey, Jason DeVias, NY Varsity Sports and Volleyball 101. I am in the command center. We moved the camera. My chair's over there, my monitor's over there, but monitors be damned, baby, because right here I have the 2015 N.V.L. Newcomer of the Year Main Draw standout from the AVP, especially in Hermosa Beach, Jeff Samuels.
I was a favorite blocker too that year and most exciting player to watch.
Did you know that?
Just thought I'd throw that.
You heard that?
AVP forgot that part.
Cool. So, you know me. Sometimes I like to start past to present, and then I'm a prisoner of the moment, and then go work present to past. But let me attempt to do this properly, okay? Instead of proper. You're from Michigan, right, Flint?
I'm from Grand Blanc, Michigan.
Okay.
I was born in Detroit, Michigan.
All right.
When I was in like 4th grade, I moved to Grand Blanc, which is like the polar opposite of Flint. Flint is, I mean, if you heard about Flint, water, schools, not having books, it was probably in the top, when I was growing up, it was like in the top 3 in the country for like crime and like that sort of thing. So it's not a place you really want to be, like in the city of Flint and some little parts around it. But Grand Blanc is where I lived. It's kind of like the PGA Tour, country club, Grand Blanc. The Great White. The Great White, yeah. Okay. So that's where I went to school. But I got friends on both sides of that fence.
Good to know, man. So, between Michigan and California, were there any pit stops where you stayed, or do you identify being more California now because you spent so much time out here, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't really know anything.
Like, I'll use the word transplant. I'm from New York, right?
Yeah.
And there are people who move to New York and they live there long enough, and we call them transplants, and they take exception to it, but it's actually a compliment. You know what I'm saying? Just someone said, "This is my home, and this is where I'm gonna be."
It's cool.
And F the world. So
I'm a transplant from Michigan.
Okay.
In between moving back and forth from different places, I always seem to find myself back in Michigan.
Yeah.
I love it. I'll probably move back there at some point in time. Right now, California is going to be my home for a long time. But before here, I'll just go backwards. It was like Florida, Denver, Chicago.
Does the time you spent in the N.V.L. have a lot of time to do with Florida, or?
Yeah, that was the reason why different partners that I played with lived in those areas, so it was important to train with those guys and just kind of like get out and get cultured with the sport in different areas. I never really been like a huge California, I want to live in California fan. There's just a lot going on out here. I'm from like, I'm from the farmland where nothing much is going on, you know. So.
Hey, I'm just a kid from Brooklyn, and look where we are, sitting in Hermosa Beach in this ridiculously large Death Star house. This place is evil.
Yeah, the command center, huh?
Yeah, my wife won't call it that.
Yeah.
So she insists on not calling it that, but I'll just keep doing it until it sinks. I also have a nickname for you. I'm going to keep calling you the hybrid.
Okay, cool.
Until that sticks.
Cool, whatever.
Yeah, like Avery, big sexy.
If that's good on that.
Big sexy, yeah.
That's good on that.
Hybrid meaning you can, if you're in the water, you can swim. If you're in the air, you can fly. If you're in the land, you can run. So that's just a testament of how well you block front row at the net, and how well at an elite level you play that you dig out of the back row. Like, there are guys who are permanent, like back row defenders, who are average. And I'll name names. Zahn, I think, is an average defender. I think he has a good volleyball IQ, and he plays to his limitations. And because he knows the limitations, it makes him a good defender. But
he's got a bit of fire in him too. That kind of, I think that kind of like your heart will kind of carry you through some things sometimes. Yeah. And yeah, he's a great competitor too as well. But I would probably say the same. He's not. No offense, but like, I don't think he's just gonna like.
We can say the same thing about John Mayer. John Mayer. Okay, John Mayer is the guy who uses the least amount of energy
and does the most
for a maximum result. Yeah. And what does he win? He won New Orleans. He's won multiple times.
Billy Todd was one of those guys. Billy Allen Todd is one of those guys that could do that.
Well, Todd would court shave. You know what court shave is? You take a foot around that court and just say, "That's yours." If you got that. I'm gonna spread my wings. Yeah. And if you have that, then you beat me. And if you miss, I'm gonna beat you. So, and that's one of my goals. So I give him credit for that. What was your first tournament in the NVL? Because since we're starting past the present.
I think this is my first one. The first one I can remember.
Who's your? Well, let's start with your partner. Who's your partner?
Matt O'Sullivan.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know that guy?
Yeah.
From Michigan.
Yep.
Shout out South Haven. But
okay.
He was my first partner, and we actually missed the deadline for that tournament. And I called at the last minute, and I was like, hey, is there any, I don't even know who I'm talking to. And I'm like, hey, is there any way I can get in this tournament? I'm Jeff Samuels. Me and Matt O'Sullivan want to play. And it happened to be Laura Rado. You know Laura Rado?
Yeah.
And so she's like, I don't know how you're calling right now, but just so happens that some team just dropped out and we need someone like to fill your, I don't even know like the time I'm calling right now. It's just late, way late past the amount of time you're supposed to be able to get in the tourney. She's like, cool, you guys are in. Somehow we ended up being like the 9 seed or something crazy. We win our first match, and then we play the Baumgrens in the second round, I believe. And I had this.
Do you remember what year this is?
2014.
Jesus, that's your second round?
Yeah, and I just remember having this massive crowd of people from the Midwest cheer me on every single time I did anything good and heckling them. It was kind of like the reverse of this Partain's match.
Of course.
And they couldn't do anything right, and I ended up beating them in 2, like pretty bad.
That's freaking crazy. Because when you said there's this, no, but when you first said there's this support from the Midwest, the rest of the sentence I thought was going to be like for the Baumgrens, right? No, it was you. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
I've been all through that area, Midwest,
Nice.
like Chicago, Indiana, Ohio. I've been all through there. Like they all know me out there. I love that area. But we won that match, and I never had to play a qualifier for the N.V.L. So that was my first experience.
And it was just points. Yeah, there was all points. Main draw, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It didn't really equate until 2015, or like the end of 2014.
Okay.
The beginning of 2015, where I started like really getting in my own and being more comfortable.
No, of course. So, the N.V.L. you stuck with 2015. I believe I saw you play in Hermosa Beach 2016 as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did play all 4 days for that.
Yeah.
I actually, that's how cool the N.V.L. is.
Yeah.
I'm like, you need a guy to do color commentary. I've been
Yeah.
broadcaster for, and they're like, sure, come on in.
Dude,
and when the quarterfinals happened, we had 11,000 views.
That's crazy.
The N.V.L. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, you gotta just...
I don't even know 11,000
We need you out there.
people.
We need a little bit more fire out there. We need you. If you look back, there's been a lot of like chirping, and when volleyball was good, I'm a hockey player, sorry, so I say chirp.
Yeah,
there's been a lot of talk, and that's when volleyball was great. It was kind of when like they weren't afraid to talk about whatever was going on the tour. It was always a topic. They were in it, and now it's kind of gotten to a point where it's like tennis or golf, where it's like, okay, you can clap now, and then be quiet. He's serving.
Great,
he's serving,
great,
and you can't say anything to anyone, and it's like. It's funny because I can like look across the net and just be joking with somebody, and someone will come back up to me and ask me, "Oh, were you talking? You know, were you guys talking?" Like, I'm like, dude, come on, like, relax. We can't do that anymore.
No, but there's some people. Rosie can do it, and there's certain people can do it, and they'll let you get away with it.
For sure.
I'll bring your attention to this Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, right? Everyone said this press conference is out of control. It's bad for combat sports. But you know why they're saying it? They're saying it because Floyd got ghetto. Okay, Conor McGregor has been talking shit way before this match happened in MMA, and everybody, but everyone thought it was okay.
Oh, it's okay.
But now when someone fires back, and now it's back and forth, and now Mayweather decided to turn it ugly. Now all of a sudden, people are saying it's bad for the sport, but it's not. Huh?
What did he say?
He says you tapped out like a bitch.
Oh, yeah.
He says you tapped out 3 times. I've never lost in my life. You sitting there making fun of me. I'm not. He said I'm gonna make fun of someone who tapped out.
Yeah.
So, but he called him a bitch. He says you tapped out like a bitch, and now all of a sudden because he says it on a level that doesn't comfortably fit in someone's category. Like Floyd's always pretty boy. He always stays soft, but then there's the money one. He has a different personality. Connor has been balls out, one personality. The whole division sucks. Yeah. Oh, Nate, you're a skinny fat boy. I'm just gonna stab that belly and I'll knock his ass out in the second round. That's okay. People find that funny.
Yeah.
But when someone fires back on a different level, so for the volleyball thing. People just gotta get comfortable to you.
I just see the double standard because they're both the same like kind of personality where they get on there and they verbally intimidate the other person, but for some reason it's okay for Conor McGregor to do it, but it's not okay for Floyd to do it, and it's kind of been like that the whole time.
Yeah.
But whatever. I mean, you gotta have a villain and you gotta have somebody that's the angel boy or whatever in any scenario.
I guess because Floyd got sucked in. Like Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz the whole time, he's like, I'm going to knock him out. And Nate's like, they're like, Nate, your thoughts? Nate's like, you know, but what if he doesn't? You know, what's he going to do when he doesn't?
Well, I don't think you're going to
intimidate. You know, you got it all figured out, motherfucker, but who do you train with? Yeah, so,
you ain't going to intimidate me either.
No. So listen, for volleyball personality. That man got a bad shoulder. Let him get healed up first, and you could take care of that business properly.
I'm gonna serve the wing.
I'm trying to say properly.
I'm gonna serve the wing if I see him.
No, of course.
I hope I play him so bad. I want to play him so bad.
Maybe he'll be back by Chicago, or maybe even maybe even New York.
Good. We'll retire him for good this time.
Nah. He's calling out my boy Kevin McColloch. Hey. That's my dude. No, but
I didn't say nothing to him. No, he started it with me, and now he's on my mind.
So listen, let's explore a little bit more, and then we'll go on to the next thing about the volleyball personalities. I think the people who are not extroverted, I think they can balance out. Like Dahlhauser can still be quiet and still be himself. And you know, Patterson can still have his little party in the back and all that stuff. You can still be you, and people have their personality. Because if the danger is if people do that and that's not who they are in their personality, I think the audience sees that.
I think so.
I think the audience is like, okay, that's phony.
You don't even have to understand that. That is something that's picked up on a whole nother level you're not even paying attention to. Like before that person even comes in contact with you, your energy understands their energy, and you're going to treat them as they think of themselves.
Yep.
So if you're not real on the court, you're not real in public, the fans are going to feed on that for sure. Or the friends. I like to call them friends because we don't really have any fans. Everyone that's our fan in volleyball is likely our friend. So. Yeah.
Okay.
McCulloch gets in Derek's face after he's talking to the ref.
Fucking friends.
He's talking to the ref about a play. After the match is completely over, McCulloch's won the match. It's over. There's no reason to even walk over to Derek. And he walks over to Derek and gets in between him and the ref. And Derek's like, dude, don't touch me. Get out of here. You know? Yeah. And they start shoving each other. And this is after, in the match as well, I kind of bumped into Bunger under the net. Like, we touched or whatever. And he got all pissed at me. And I was like, dude, you know, whatever. I tried to help him up. And he goes, don't effing touch me. He's like, get out of here, don't effing touch me, and start shit-talking me. Their whole family was shit-talking us. And so...
Where was this? Which tournament?
This is San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
And he had the set where he's backing up and chucked the set on game point.
He played with Bunger.
Played with Bunger. He chucked the set on game point. They swallowed the whistle. The whole crowd was like, whoa, he just blew the match. But they never called it.
Right.
And in my new vibe, I don't say anything to the refs, right? So I run the opposite direction, like off the court. So I don't say anything to anyone, right?
I'll probably get a yellow for that.
I ran. Yeah, they would have gave me the Draymond
LeBron
green.
James
You would have got the Draymond green. You would have got the Draymond green. But yeah, you get a tech for running away. And then what I found out later from the live stream was Derek ran at the ref stand. Wow. And because like the calls were so kind of lopsided, he got up on the ref stand and he's like giving it to the ref in his face, like
he's like, fine, you don't want to say nothing. Yeah, you like, stay. I'll be right back. Watch this.
But he was never swearing at the ref or anything out of control. And those guys did that for a whole match. Yeah. And it was so kind of like disappointing to me that was allowed to happen. Then I had to say something to him. Yeah. And I was like, I told him straight up, like, don't ever do that again, because if you think that you can say things to me like that and still be cool with me off the court, that's not gonna happen. I'm not that dude. I'm sorry. I don't need to do that to you to win. If stuff gets fun
Yeah.
and we're doing something and we're
yeah.
having a little jawing fun,
Yeah.
but there's no way you're gonna get gangster on me ever. And you better just be glad that that was the day that I decided to work on something new, or we would have had some problems. So I got in his face, and then afterward in the player tent, I told him again, and I maybe shouldn't have said anything to him, but I did. He finally, like, he apologized to me, and I said it was cool, so I should squash it, but
oh, maybe it's fun. Maybe it's fun to have a volleyball rival, or why not? Yeah.
Maybe I
listen. Kevin's my boy. So the whole time we talking about this, you know what I'm doing on the inside? I'm fucking. I got the giggles because I think about his personality. I'm like, okay.
I've never had a problem with that.
Yeah.
Buncher seemed like the dude that maybe he's just like that, and I know Kevin, and I know that maybe like he was just kind of following suit or whatever he needed to do to get through the match or whatever it was, but. I hope I see you.
Let me tell you one thing before we move on to the next. Tell you something about Kevin. When I moved here, right? Like I met him in Mexico. My girlfriend was there for the tournaments, SOB. I was just there to play with the pros because I was an indoor guy. So I was just trying to exhibition and just meet people, understand the game and this and that. So when I moved here, like my friend Dennis is like, yo, it takes you 2 years just to get a game, and even when those guys are A-rated and this and that. So when I was playing in Manhattan Beach, I needed someone to train with me. Kevin invited me. Kevin was one of those guys that invited me and said him and Rafael Rodriguez and his wife was there. You know, they had that little mansion up in Temecula. Where's the big whirlpool bath or whatever the hell it is, the swimming pool's there, and then the court's raked out by the staff, by the help. So me and McLean. So he was one of the people that was there for me. So Manhattan Sixes came along. They had an extra body. He calls me at midnight. He's like, "Yo, I got shorts. You want to come play? Maybe you set, maybe you don't. You know, we have a lot of people, but it's a chance to meet people." So Kevin was one of those people that was instrumental. And Allie, his wife, like her and Kelly, like SOB, they played the exhibition together. Allie made Kelly look like one of the pros. Kelly just had like a visor cap and shades on, and I was filming, and I was like, and she's already long-legged, like 5'10". It looked like just a pro game. So they liked each other right away. So, but listen, I want to see. I don't give a damn. I want to see that match.
I'm not kidding. I want you to see the set. Oh, he was like, I was like, and you lost on that. You know, you lost on that Chuck set you had on game point. And he's like, I absolutely mangled it.
He knows.
Yeah.
He played against Olson in Huntington a year ago. He took a ball, he matrixed the ball on a dig that was like a carry, and off the dig you heard Olson scream, "Hey!" The volley went on, and then they lost. He played with Case Beer, and they lost the rally. And like the next day, I'm like, "You alright, Derek?" He's like, "Yeah, I talked myself off the ledge. I'm fine, dude."
I think what happened was I got caught in the middle of something maybe Derek and Kevin had ongoing on the court, because I know they're boys, but. Maybe it was a little bit of frustration between them, and I kind of got caught up in it, but I'm not the one, once again. Like,
what the hell's it got to do with you?
Yeah, don't got nothing to do with me. If you got something to say to Derek, as long as you're not in my boy's face, like, we're cool, whatever. But,
Alright, Derek Olson. You played with him in Huntington. Right, you played with him. You played with Dave Smith in Austin, right? But did you play with Derek in San Fran? Right, you played with Derek in San Francisco.
Seattle, San Francisco.
Cool. Talk to me about playing with Derek and what he meant to like.
Very instrumental to my career. Recently, and even when I first found out about beach on the West Coast, I went and I stayed in San Diego, and he was one of the first people that I met. I stayed on his couch like for 2 nights, and
that's cool, man.
Learned a little bit about the game out there with him then, and then fast forward to this year, we're playing together. He is a student of the game for sure. Someone who knows almost every little thing. It's why he's one of the player reps. It's why he gets a lot of respect. On the tour from a lot of different people. Still loved, everybody pretty much loves him. He's got a great personality. He's a great person for anyone, especially like me, coming from somewhere else who hasn't exactly been around the culture that long. He was like very important to me. Very professional. So
So all right, so you didn't play with Derek in Hermosa Beach, right? You played with Michael Brunsting, who I know and like. He's coaches 16, so I run into him all the time. Him and Chase, of course, they split a little bit, and they just split. And now you have more versatility where either one of you can play back row defense. Either one of you can block. With respect to Michael Brunsting, I still think you're the better defender. But not
situations, because he digs the hard driven really well.
And you stay home. Like you stay home really well and cover the line over crossover, or like the 3 block on the switch and stuff like that. You do a really good job with that.
Thanks.
So let's get to the fun part. Let's talk about the kids.
Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the kids are all right. In case you don't know what we're talking about, their names are Partain and Partain. It's Marcus, who was 17 years old, and it was Miles Partain, who at 15 years old was the youngest player to make the main draw. Broke the record at 16, who I think was Jake, either Rosner or...
Really?
Yeah, or maybe
Rosie qualified at 16.
16, that's who it was. Cool. So 15, qualifier round, all right? Just through adult teams, played Matt and Mike. Just through adult teams fits. And I sent you a message.
Yeah, you did.
And I said, I think you're going to school these kids, but be careful. Don't get sucked and don't drink the kid juice.
Yeah.
Now, don't drink the kid juice means if the game is tied, you feel like you should be whooping this team. All of a sudden, you're not thinking about volleyball no more. You're thinking about why the hell am I losing to people whose combined age is the same as mine? And what the hell? So, talk to me a little bit about the tournament, and as the crowd started getting bigger and bigger, and
so that's a little bit easier to say or think about doing, even if you, because I watched them play the night before on YouTube, like, because I'm getting done doing my thing late, like I'm working, and I'm gonna watch a little bit of their match to see what it's all about, because I played them before in an AVP Next with my boy Nate Yang. We destroyed them.
Right.
Like, they played good at the beginning, then we were just like kind of old man, honey dicked them, and that was it.
Yeah.
So then, fast forward to the next, the AVP Hermosa, I get to my court. I'm a little late because I had some back stuff going on. I went to the trainer. I get there a little bit later than normal, and I roll up to the court, and there's like rows of people around my court, and I'm like, wow,
it looked like
really ready to watch.
It looked like old school Manhattan Sixes.
I'm like, I know.
You ever see like Manhattan Sixes back in the day where you can't see sand, you can only see the court and just bodies.
I was like, I know I'm good looking, but there's a lot of ladies over here, some moms over here. I'm like, hey.
Oh, we love our freaking moms out here. They're all in shape.
And normal warm up. I'm looking at the kids. I'm like, cool. They got some shots, some ball control. Like, looks like they've been working since the last time I played them. But like, whatever. They look like the kids I saw the last time. And dude, I knew something was weird about the energy a little bit too. But like, the very first point, I don't remember what happened, but I just heard a roar from the crowd. Like, more people were even showing up, and like, just then I heard people heckling us on every play, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I'm in my backyard right now. What's up? I thought, like, Hermosa, this was supposed to be fun. I know you, and you, but I'm not hearing you right now. So
I covered that game.
Yeah. And they balled regardless of the energy or anything else like that. They played absolutely outstanding. They did pretty much all the right things. I can't even explain to you like the energy that was flowing through my body at that point in time, because it was like, how many people do you think were around the court? I wanted to say like at least a couple hundred people around court 4.
You said, well, but what I do is I section them. I do like a head count on one side, and I'm like, okay, that looks like 50 or 70 people. Does that look the same or more? Boom, and next thing you know, I'm counting fucking hundreds.
Yeah, and then in like the backside where I think you were at, there were most people like behind you and on each inline. There were a lot of people on each inline. And
trying to get me to move, but whatever, that's a whole nother story.
I kept getting heckled and all this stuff, and like, we go up and hit a ball, like, Brunsting, I remember he murdered a ball, line, bounced it, left hand, turned on him. One guy, it was like a awkward silence, and then one guy goes, "Nobody cares." Yeah, So that's basically what happened
No.
with that. Next thing I know, I wake up and it's 14-11 in the third set and they're winning.
Yeah. Freeze and then scoring. AVP.
You know I love the freeze.
This is what I want. This is what I'm trying to do next time for the AVP. I want one person to scream freeze, and I do the camera, and everyone just does does one of those. Yeah. So down 11-14, one set apiece. All the momentum in the world under them. Something changed. Something clicked. Tell me what.
I just remembered that Brunsting is like, he's an amazing blocker, and he peaks with the best of the dudes out there, like with getting over the net, pressing.
As far as matching up, yeah, it's good.
Matching up. But for some reason, he just like couldn't get a good read on what they were gonna do. And then I just remembered somebody telling me, dude, you have a good ability as a blocker to be very patient, wait very long, and then explode. And it's very deceptive because a big blocker is up there a lot earlier. He's got his hands over.
His pitch shade.
Yeah, they're bigger and they take up more area, but it's also a little bit easier for the hitter to read.
Yep.
And these guys are very smart. Like, they've been trained by someone to tool on the right times, hit through the block on the right times, hit under the block on the right times, and if you're pressed real low, they're gonna hit off the top of the hands.
Jeff Alzina.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, every time I see successful teams or someone who kills it, it's Jeff Alzina. That guy, that's the coach. But
so they kept doing that to him, and the shots were so weird that they're very good shots.
Yeah,
they're very technical.
But at the same time,
they're very unorthodox.
Right.
So it's hard to train against what they were doing. And finally, I was like, what was the score when I went up to block? They hit one out, so it went to 12-14.
And then you got.
Then I went out to block, and I waited super late. I remember that. And they were like hitting the ball as I jumped.
He challenged your split seam on the first one, and you got the block, and then the second one.
The
second one was a roll shot. And you did a jump in.
I saw him hitting.
You did a jump in.
No, I saw him on the first one. I saw him hitting, and I knew I had to drop the hand on the seam low because if I don't go low, they're going under you every time because they're not very high in the air.
No here,
so I got that one on the drop, and then the second block was I'm gonna wait really late on a 4. And I'm gonna look for the cut shot. And my thought was, make sure you try to block this one with your right hand and not your left, so that you don't get tooled and that they can't go around you with the cut. And I jumped so far in the cut. I just remember hanging there like, God, I know I'm gonna touch this ball right now. Yeah. Please don't let me get the net.
Please. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes.
So,
what?
I'm hanging, I'm waiting for this ball on.
Everything in your body language says you're going to follow through and hit the net.
Yeah, and I finally get it and tap it down with a little wrist.
And then landed in this.
I fell like back. It's kind of like every time
you landed in the funky way.
Yeah, I jumped really high, but it's like in order to peak low and get over the net, you're going to have to limbo a little bit after you come back down.
In order to not get snuck through, you have to be close to the net.
Yeah. And on top of that, if you want to go back and watch it, but the set was... Not on both blocks. The set was not okay.
Nope.
And I get those guys set just as good as I do. No offense, but sometimes you chowder some balls and.
There is an old saying, okay, an ounce of behavior is worth a pound of words. When you got the first block, you gave the referee a look, and I was actually gonna do a 5-second clip and tell everyone caption this just for fun, but my caption was. What the hell? What the hell are you trying to do right now?
What I was thinking was,
there's no kid exception to the double hit.
Like,
there's no child exception to the double hit. The cool thing is it only lasted a half second, but because of your body language and your behavior, I saw it, and you had shades on. You got the block. Upset. You got the block, and you went.
This this right here. That's exactly what I thought.
But my caption was like, "What the hell? Who the hell are you cheering for right now, dude?"
Gotcha. No, he drank the sauce. That's what happened. He drank the kid sauce. It was cool though. Whatever. It fired me up. Yeah. He drank the kid sauce. I got that one, and then thank God they finally made their second mistake of the match by hitting one out.
Yeah. So they got. I said on camera, I said at this point, you and Michael being at rally and being trailing. I think you trailed 12-8, 12-9 at some point or whatever, or a 11-9 or 12. It was a 12-8 switch, maybe. Someone will correct you guys, correct me or whatever on camera on YouTube, just post. But I said that you have to score as many points as you can before the freeze, so the score was within striking distance. And 11-14, that's a little far. I was hoping more for like 14, like 12 or whatever.
We got a on two. Someone behind me.
Yeah.
One of my boys, I forgot who it was. He goes, "Hey, be ready for the on two. He's gonna set this next one on two."
Yeah.
And I turn around before Brunsting serves it. He's blocking on this, and I go, "Hey man, watch the on two." Sure enough, he set the ball on two over Brunsting, and I ran down the short. No, I ran down the short line. I got the touch. He set me and I put it away. But that was one of the, I think, right around that area you're talking about, kind of a momentum switch. Because too, like, I love the idea that they're going on two, but some of them were like a turn with the ball kind of
which is illegal in beach volleyball, guys.
And it came out super clean, and he ended up facing where he was.
So he
but
finished,
it wasn't from start
but the
to
entire
finish.
act was not a shoulder square, right?
Correct. And
it's a good.
I asked him about it, and he's like, "No, it's good, it's good." And I said, "Well, if you don't mind, look at it for the next time." And he did it again, and it was the same thing, and they didn't call it. But I was like, that was another one of those ones where I pick it up, put it away, I give the ref a little look, like, "What's going on over here, buddy?"
Yeah. So basically, what they were doing for the people watching, they were running a back set with Miles, the lefty, and on the back set, instead of back setting, he attempted to keep his shoulder square, and I'll look at it later on to see or whatever, and just went forward because he was thinking the defense was going to stay either just home on the cross,
I told the ref
home on the cross, or begin your shift on off the two block or whatever.
I told the ref, I'm like, it's really close. I promise you, it's really close what they're doing. It's almost legal, but it's not. Okay.
Yeah. But it's something.
They played great. I can't
phenomenal. Let's talk about that since we're on them, and we can we're almost at our near end anyway, but we can I like the maturity. I like their volleyball IQ. I liked the fact that this is something I try to teach my kids. You want to play emotional, but not too high. There's an old saying: for every 5 points you get on the high, you give up 9 on the low. So you don't want to be all the way up there. And there's only a handful, 3 players I met my entire life. They go high and stay high, and it's half the reason because they're cuckoo. No, they got screws loose so they can stay like that. But no, they were right here. They were even. They were even the whole time, and they played the same way, 5 up, like 5 points up, as if the game was tied.
Correct. Yeah, they're very tough. It looked like they were comfortable and like they had been there for a long time.
Yeah.
And hopefully a long time to come. I think they're great. I think they're great for the sport. I mean, just how many views on the YouTube?
They've already beaten Dalhausers. I have Dalhauser and Lucena against the Crabs. Semifinals for FIVB for World Series of Beach. They have 2,100, and that was 2 weeks ago. These kids, just with a few days, and with a few days, the jury's still not out. The views are still going to keep coming. They already have 2,300. They have 2,391 on my last count. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's. But I got to talk to Miles, and he just said some nice things. He did. As far as his shyness will allow, say some nice things about the competition, about you and Michael, and of course praise his brother. Said his brother did a really good job jump serving and blocking and this and that. So
they both did great.
Yeah, man, cool. But,
yeah, they were very poised. It seemed like they were pretty relaxed, and that's important in volleyball. Just being able to go back and pass that next one. I know how tough it is. I come from contact sports where it's just like I can take my aggression out on some things. But there comes a point where then you got to breathe a little bit and be relaxed on the next play and be smooth. And they're already really good at that. It will be interesting to watch them. I will be watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool.
But until then.
Yeah. Okay, question number 1. What's your guilty food?
Which one?
What makes Jeff Samuels a skinny fat boy?
Should I list them all or just one?
What's the first one that came to your mind?
Right now it's dried mango.
Yeah, come on. Should I shut this shit off?
It's really not great.
Come on, dude. You're talking about a dude that had to rehab himself from Haagen-Dazs, okay? Hey, I'm 4 years clean, okay? 4 years clean from Haagen-Dazs. It was calling me like crack cocaine when I lived in Harlem. What's your guilty food?
Popcorn?
Okay, thank you. I can breathe now.
That mango's just as bad, though.
It's better on a glycemic index than vanilla Swiss almond.
Hey man,
that I'm putting in a damn float, and I'm putting freaking Bacardi in it too, and a float. You know one that I did? I said, you know what? If it's not in the house, I'm not going to eat it. So I had to keep it in the house. 11:30 came at night. 12 o'clock came. Do you know what I did? I put on clothes. I put on my clothes. This is in Harlem, so I put on my clothes. I went to the bodega and I got me some ice cream, and I got 2 of them in case I decided to get stupid the next day.
Yeah, there you go.
So
you gotta get real with the bullshit. All right.
Okay, volleyball team name: Kiss My Ace or You Shall Not Pass.
Probably Kiss My Ace. Yeah, I have to go with that one.
You and Ty think alike. You and Ty think alike. All right. That one's for you, Ty. And this one is also for Ty. This is a Ty motivated question, but I'm going to ask him. Did Oswald shoot JFK?
Ooh, that was a setup all the way. Ironically enough, I've been in a setup before, and it looked exactly like that. That was a setup.
And then they tried to use the lone nut theory on you.
Yeah, that was all the setup.
No, but you ever notice that? It's
always catch the gun.
No, but it's always some lone nut that's been a loser his entire life. But this one moment, he brilliantly has this all odds against you strategy to make something happen. Yeah. And then, after that moment of brilliance of genius, he stupidly leaves this paper trail for him to get caught, if not killed. That is, for all the conspiracy nuts and all the truthers. If he did it, they would have left him around. They would have left him around so he could slip up and talk about it. But if you get rid of the dude, you'll never know if he did it or not, right? So they had to get rid of him. Oh my... Oh, shit. Do I even ask any more lightning? We might be done with the lightning round questions after that. Oh, listen. I want to thank you for coming through, man. This room's a little hot. We turned off the AC so we can get a better sound. Jeff, Yo, my dude, man. Thanks for making this happen. Much love, my friend. For Jeff Samuels, I am Jason DeVias for NY Varsity Sports for Volleyball 1-on-1. Until next time, so long.
Much love, Michigan. Flint, GB.
Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, melt, upgrade it, chart it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip, unzip it, lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jump and lock it, surf it, scroll it, pose it, click it, post it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it.
Yeah, but it is kind of like one of those things. Like, what were you thinking when you had that last block? Well, glad you asked. I think he was thinking.
Yeah, what he was thinking was, is I'm playing great right now, really breathing it out, holding it down for the team. No. It's exactly what he did for him. He's like, I'll talk.
It's like, this man doesn't think he's great, just ask Ty, I'll tell you.
I was so happy for those guys. It was ridiculous.
And we'll probably talk about that a little bit on camera, but that celebration was everything that was right about volleyball. Right,
I think it was very authentic.
It moved the fucking needle. That's because it was real.
Yeah.
And because of you work hard all your fucking life to be at a point, and then and you find just to get to that point, not to win, just to have an opportunity to get to that point. And now you get to that point, you still have to figure out a way to get over the top, and then when you get over the top, it's just too fucking much. So it's too much to just hold them there.
My first reaction was, get the heck out of here, what are you guys doing? And then I saw the emotion was so real and raw that
Yeah.
You can't. I mean,
They rolled in this. Did you see it? They rolled. You know how like a truck flips over like 15 times? That's what they did in the sand. Okay. Do I even take out that part?
No.
All right, let's start.
We're talking about being raw and authentic, man. You just gotta get honest with it.
All right.
I liked it though. I thought it was really good for volleyball, especially the after interview part where they were talking for a little bit.
Yeah.
That was the most like emotional part, and I was like, you know, tapping into that a little bit. But I was really happy for them.
You tapped in a lot playing the kids too. Let's start because I feel like I just got rid of every good thing I was supposed to say on camera.